How's it going, everyone? It's Derek Lamoureux, and today I'm going to break down the lighting behind this commercial that I was the gaffer on for the Hard Rock and their bar, Speakeasy. Big shout out to Nik Pilecki, who's the DP on this shoot, Nico, who's the director, and Little Big Brother and Nick Lavery, who was the production company. Now, this shoot happened here in London, Ontario, and if you want to see kind of a behind-the-scenes vlog of the entire shoot, you can check out my personal channel, Derek Lamoureux, on YouTube, and I kind of went through the whole shoot from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. Now, let's get into the lighting breakdown for this scene within the bar. When we did the location scout, I knew that this bar scene was going to be a predominant spot that we came back to within the edit. Actually, a lot of the edit you'll see takes place in this bar. If we take a look at this shot, Nick is framed up kind of like this center frame shot. We see the girl, and the back of our frame, you'll notice all of these little highlight spots here. Now, this is very intentional because when we did the location scout, I was going around and trying to see which lights I could turn on and off and we had control over, and which ones we need to add in like production design on the day of. Nick's really great at knowing like, hey, when I frame this shot up, let's try not to change out some of the practicals. Let's actually get those in the shot. So you can see in this shot here, he's got those in the top. We've also got these practicals that look like Astera tubes or Pavo tubes. I just dimmed those practicals down. We also have these other practicals that are running horizontally behind our frame here. And those are all adding points of interest, little hot spots behind our subject. Now, let's talk about the key light for our subject for this scene. A lot of the bar scenes, we had a top light and then a side motivated key and then a little bit of nag. Depending on the scene, we might have had like a little spotlight cut just to add a little bit of a slash or an accent on the person. And in this scene here, you can see that our key is coming from frame right. It's hitting her. We have a little bit of fall off onto that left side. And then we have a 4x4 floppy just kind of coming overhead and then down this side of our main talent here. And we kind of apply this same setup multiple times when we're at the bar. Sometimes we have a moving light as the person's moving throughout the scene. But we're always keeping a very similar top light, side light, nag throughout the scene. And then we're just adding practicals as we see fit. So you can see this little lamp here. We move that from one of the tables into the frame. And we're just controlling the brightness and the color temperature of all of these fixtures to kind of be around that warmer color temperature. This is one of my favorite looking frames from the day, just because it looks clean. We're shooting on like a wider angle lens, which I'm a big fan of, but the lighting just looks great on our subject. So in this shot here, we have a tube just off of frame right, hitting her in that back, giving her that nice hair light popping out from the wall. On the left side of frame, our key light is that IntelliTech. Again, it's slightly boomed in, but more of on a 45, giving us that nice push in the face. You can see that wrap from the right side of her face into that left side here. We're getting that eye light from her as well too. We've got these practicals in the background falling to that warmer tungsten, just adding those pops of color and those highlights into the back. And then you can see some of that just natural color change here. Just with the people, we're kind of soaking up some of that green blue tint just to separate the background from our subject. Now, our club scene was probably my favorite. It was the most fun one to light of the whole day. You know, you have a vibe and an energy and you're moving lights. And so for this one, we had a couple of tubes set up in the background just out of frame that you can't really see here. So there's one here and then there's one here. And then we have these practicals in frame. And what we're doing is we're lighting not only our main subject here, but we're also lighting for the other people in the scene. So we want to make sure that our subject pops the most, but our other people within the scene also have some light on them so that when we pop in for some close-ups and some insert shots, they have a good lighting on them as well too. The best thing about the club scene is we could have some moving lights within the scene. We had the Nanlite 60Cs on a light stand, and we just had the G&E team moving those around. And because we had the spotlight attachment, we could really focus in on where we were hitting that. We could create little slashes, and we could bounce them off of mirrors, off of people, and it looked like, you know, you were in a club or in a bar. Another big part to this scene is the color layers that we have. So you can see we have a little bit of blue on our subject, we've got green in the background, and we've got some orange as well. So all of those colors, as the scene is unfolding, and in the edit you'll see all of these effects that were added. That really sells the fact that, oh, this is a bumpin' club, and we've got the turntable and the DJ, and all of that stuff makes you believe that this is a club, when really it's, you know, 3 or 4 people in the corner of a room that was also the corner of the bar. And that's where, you know, lighting, set design, and directing can really enhance your scene. Now this is a very interesting scene because this one, the director wanted to shoot it on a probe lens. So Nik had set up the Alexa 35 on a dolly with the probe lens. We were doing dolly in and dolly outs. And for the lighting for this scene, again, to make it feel different, because this is actually the same space as where that DJ scene was. So it needed to feel similar, but because they're in the same edit, we didn't want it to feel too alike. So we got rid of that green because we have some food in this scene and we didn't want that to spill. So we wanted our subject to have, you know, more of an orange tone to them, and that way the food looked good. And then the background falls to more of a bluer hue. And then in our far background here on frame right, we see all the practicals that are falling off the tungsten. We kind of tie the worlds together from all of the different scenes. So we're not completely changing the lighting, but we're making it unique enough from scene to scene. Hopefully you were able to take something from this video and apply it to your next commercial or music video or narrative film. We have a ton of other videos with lighting breakdowns, with gaffers and DPs, and if you want to know more, I definitely suggest subscribing to the channel. If you're curious to see the behind the scenes from this shoot, I'll leave a link in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.